We will now do design of Purlin. So click Start from Desktop. And then you click New Project. And then you click Plain. Tapos, gawa tayo ng folder. So, for example, wala tayong folder. Punta tayo ngayon sa drive C. Ayan. Then, click OK. Tapos dito, gagawa tayo ng folder. So, let's type projects. And then, slash de la Cruz. And then, slash. Tapos, meron na tayong 2 folders. So, yung project na folder nasa drive C. Then, de la Cruz. Ito yung pangalan ng client mo. Nasa folder na projects. Then, huwag niyong kakalimutan na lagyan ng slash dun sa uli. Next, sa file name, de la Cruz Purlin. Okay. Yeah. Next is click meter and kilonewton, and then you click next. Tapos check add bin, then finish. Okay. After that, i-exit nyo lang itong snap node bin. And then, dito na tayo sa nodes. You just type there 0. Then, you press enter. Gagawa na siya ng node 1. Next is, gagawa tayo ng node, other nodes. So, click mo itong nodes cursor para ma-select mo yung nodes. Kasi kung arrow lang yan, yung mouse, okay? Yung mouse, arrow lang siya. Hindi mo pwedeng i-select yung nodes. So, dapat naka-nodes cursor ka. At present, naka-beams cursor yan. So, you click this. And, mapansin nyo, meron ng bola dun sa arrow. So, you can now select your node. And then, you click translational repeat. And then, ang number of steps natin would be 6. Tapos, ang default step spacing natin ay 2.25. And then, you click global X. Always remember na yung longitudinal direction or longitudinal dimension ng structure mo is along X direction for uniformity ng procedures mo. Then, you press OK and see what happens. Yan. So, meron na tayong nodes at 2.25. Next, you click now add beams. Yan. Okay. And then, you click your first point. Then, isang click ulit. Then, isang click ulit. Tapos, pwede mo rin i-click ng papaliktad. Then, to terminate the add beam command, you press escape. Okay? And then, dito naman sa symbols and labels, pag i-click mo yan, pwede mong makita yung node numbers. So, ito, sa node numbers, tinig ko lang siya. Nandito siya sa labels na tab. Okay? Yan. So, nasa labels na tab. Then, check mo si node numbers and press OK. Yan na yung node numbers. So, if you will click dito sa yan, mag-highlight itong 2. Then, let's click node 6 dito. Mag-highlight or magre-red itong 6. Next is, kung dito naman tayo magsa-select 4, mapapansin nyo, ito ang mag-highlight dito. Let's click 7 and pag-highlight sa 7. So, X is the coordinates. And then next, i-on naman natin si beam numbers. Okay, ayan. Dito pa rin sa labels tab. So, check mo si beam numbers. I-off natin ngayon si node numbers. Then i-press OK. Ayan. So, back to beam's cursor. If you will click this beam, magka-highlight ito. Now, yung node A na yan, ibig sabihin ng node A, which is 4, yan yung start node. Tapos yung node B, which is 5, that is your end node. Okay? So, if you will hover your arrow on this beam, mapapansin mo na may kulay green dito. Ayan, kulay green. Ibig sabihin, yan yung start node or node A. Yung kulay blue, yan yung end node or node B. So, yan ko ulit si node numbers and then turn up ko si beam numbers. So, I will now click this beam. So, if you will hover your mouse, so that is beam number 2, mapapansin nyo naka-highlight dito. Okay, yung node A, that is your start node, mapapansin nyo na kulay green. So, that is on node number 2 or that is your start node. Then, yung kulay blue na end, that is your end node. So, pag lumabas ito, you just click no. Okay, going back, this is now node number 3 or this is your end node. So, kulay blue. Okay, next. Ang ginamit natin na paggawa ng lines is yung add beam. Kay stud, any line element, ang tawag niya ay beam. For example, horizontal members, beam ang tawag niya. Kung gumawa ka ng vertical members, beam pa rin ang tawag niya. Okay? Now, let us undo. I will undo everything. And ang gagamitin ko naman is translational repeat. Okay, hindi ako naka-nodes. For sure. So, translational repeat. X, number of steps is 6 with default spacing of 2.25. Then, link steps. Yan. Ang ibig sabihin ng link steps, co-connect niya ng lines. Okay, so nag-skip na tayo ng add beam command. Yan ang advantage ni stud. So that is translational repeat tsaka add beams. Next, gagawa na natin ng properties. Okay, so before adding properties, this is the 3D rendered view. Okay, mapansin nyo walang lumalabas na solid dyan. Okay, so hin-highlight ko, sinelect ko lang, and then 3D rendered view. Merong lumabas na line, it is a simple blue line. Next is, exit ko lang yun. Nag-unselect ako ngayon. Balik ako sa 3D rendered view. O yun, meron pa rin yung line. Ngayon, lalagyan na natin ng properties. So, punta tayo sa General tab. Here, this is General. And then, Property. Ito sa Property. By the way, ang laman ni General tab, yung Properties, Specs, Support, Loads, and Definitions, and Material. So, dito tayo sa Property. And then, dito sa Section, this is the Section tab. Okay, punta tayo sa Section Database. Yun. Sa Section Database, punta tayo sa Steel. And then, Channel. Ito. By the way, dito tayo sa Steel tab. And then, ang pipili nyo ay American. So, tapos, punta tayo sa channel. And then, ang piliin natin ay C4 by 5. Ayan, C4 by 5. Ang katumbas nito sa ASEP Steel Manual is C4 by 5.4. Kung titingnan mo dito sa view table, yan. Ito ang name niya, international name niya. Tapos, C4 by 5.4. Ang pangalan niya kay STAAD ay C4 by 5. So, let's just close that. And then, make sure naka-click yan. Then, you click Add. Then, close. Next is, i-assign na natin ito. There are several ways of assigning. One is using cursor. So, i-click mo ito, tapos, tick mo yung use cursor to assign. Then, you click assign. Okay, so, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, you press escape para to terminate na yung assigning properties. And then, go back to 3D rendered view. Yan. So, you can zoom your 3D rendered view. So, meron na tayong properties. So, intentionally, hindi ko sinelect yan. Okay. So, another method of assigning is you select your property. Make sure naka-blue yan. And then, use your window. Something like that. And then, click assign to selected beam. So, mag-multiple selection ako. Click assign to selected beams. Then, assign. Yan. Or, you can do window, then, assign to selected beams again. Yan. Next is, always check the entire structure with your 3D rendered view. So, mapapansin mo dyan na wala ka ng blue line. Okay, so scroll mo lang para mag-zoom. Yan siya. So, meaning meron ng properties lahat. Then, from time to time, always save your work. Now, we will assign supports. So, dito tayo ngayon sa still under General tab. You click Support. And then, you click dito, Create. Okay. Ang first support natin ay pinned. Yan. Pin. Then, add. Followed by roller support. So, create. And then, walang roller dito. Pero ang gagamitin natin ay enforced but. Ang ibig sabihin niyan, magsaselect ka ng mga releases. So, yung roller support, remember na roller, meron siyang, pwede siyang mag-move horizontally kasi roller nga. So, that means we will release FX. So, check FX. So, that means free to move along X direction. And then, we will also release MX, MY, and MZ. Meaning, hindi siya nag-resist ng rotation or movement on these three axes. So, you now click Add. Okay. Next, we now select S2. Yan. And then, we will click Use Cursor to Assign, and then Assign. So, click mo si Assign, and dapat assigning na yan. Then, you move your mouse. Ganyan na ang itsura niya. Meaning, pwede ka nang mag-select ng nodes. So, yan. Click mo siya sa 1. So, that means that is our pinned support. And then, i-click natin tong pwede ka na mag-escape to terminate selection, assigning ng pin support. I-click natin ngayon itong S3. So, this is your roller support. Then, you click use cursor to assign again. Tapos, click assign. Yan. Mapansin mo yung mouse, iba na ang kanyang itsura. Naging parang spring na. So, we will assign roller to all other nodes. Then, you press escape to terminate the assignment command. Okay. Note that if truss spacing is between 3 to 4 meters, pwede kang mag-provide ng isang sagrad. Ang purpose ng sagrad is pwede niyang i-distribute yung mga loads, transverse loads. So, maximum spacing na walang sagrad is 2 meters. Okay, next. Pwede na tayong maglagay ng loads. Before moving on, i-remind ko lang na ang gagamitin natin ay galing dito sa Excel. Yung ginawa natin beforehand. So, this is the superimposed dead loads, live loads, and windward and leeward loads, and our critical region na 0.9. Now you click General, Load and Definition, and then Load Cases Details, tapos Add, and then you select Primary. Ito sa number 1, the title is DL, and then loading type is dead, and then pagilid lang natin to ng konti, and then you click add. You will notice na may dadagdag dito. So you now click add. Yun, ay dagdag si DL. That means pumasok na siya. And then for number 2, we will use LL for the title. And then loading type is live. Do not check reducible. Yeah. Okay. And then you click add. And then for number 3, we will use WL1. Meaning, ito po yung windward pressure. And then, lastly, for is WL2. This is the leeward pressure. And then, close. Next, we now go to dead load. Just click that and then add. And then, punta tayo sa member load. Ito. And then, you click uniform force. And then, dito sa W1, ilagay natin yung negative 0.387. Yan yung ginawa natin sa Excel kanina. You just leave D1, D2, D3 as 0. And then, you click global Y. Meaning, ito po ay gravity. Then, click add. So, again, pagilid natin. So, nadagdag yun. And then,